You still feel it, don't you? That quiet disgust, that silent weight pressing on your chest. It's not from the world, not from your parents, not from your enemies. It's coming from you. Every day, you wake up and whisper to yourself, I want to be better. But the moment your fingers reach for your phone, it's over. You scroll, you delay, you lie to yourself again. You pretend it's the world that's the problem. Too noisy, too chaotic, too unfair. But deep down, you know, the enemy is your brain, lazy, addicted, fragile. It protects your comfort. It runs from pressure. It drowns in distractions. But everything changes today, because in this video, you'll learn how to rewire your brain from the inside out. Not with hacks, not with motivation, but with neuroplasticity, the raw biological mechanism that forges killers, creators, and kings. This isn't about thinking positive. This is about transforming your brain the same way warriors sharpen their blades, through blood, pressure, and fire. If you can feel that sting in your chest right now, good. It means your brain is listening. Now, let's go to war. You can't rewire a dead system. Right now, your brain is asleep, even when you're awake. You live in a loop, same apps, same thoughts, same dopamine hits. Neuroplasticity doesn't thrive in that. It dies in that. To change your brain, the first thing you must do is break the loop. You need to shock the system. Just like Luffy had to leave his island and throw himself into the sea of monsters before he could become king, you must throw yourself into novelty and intensity. Tool 1. Novelty. Your brain is built to notice what's new. When you step into a new environment, when you start a new challenge, when you force yourself to face uncertainty, your brain responds like it's under attack. And that's exactly what we want. Because novelty triggers a neurochemical called norepinephrine, a signal that screams, wake up, pay attention, something's changing. Novelty isn't a luxury, it's a weapon. If your goals live in your comfort zone, throw them in the trash. If they don't scare you, they will never rewire you. Every time you expose your brain to unfamiliar territory, you are creating the biological window needed for neuroplasticity. But novelty alone is not enough. Tool 2. Intensity pain is not the enemy. Pain is the entry fee. You must experience intense focus, emotional weight, or physical stress to open the gates neuroplasticity. You need to feel that fire in your chest when you train, that mental fog when you study past your limit, that frustration when you fail, because that's when your brain starts to pay attention. If you can't feel anything when you work toward your goal, then you're not doing it right. The formula is simple. Intensity equals attention equals change. And don't confuse intensity with duration. It's not about working for 10 hours. It's about going so deep, so hard, and so deliberate that your mind screams for you to stop. But you don't stop. You keep going because now you know that discomfort is the signal. That's where the synapses begin to break and rebuild stronger. Tool 3. Adrenaline plus alertness spike. This is the part anime never tells you. Peak alertness is not a superpower, it's a state you can manufacture. You need adrenaline to activate deep plasticity. But not the fake kind from your phone, the real kind triggered by movement, breath, and internal war. Here's how to do it. Train hard first thing in the morning. Sprint, lift, shadow box, whatever. The goal isn't to get fitits to elevate your adrenaline. This makes your brain alert, receptive, malleable, cold exposure. Yes, it's hell, but that's the point. When you step into a cold shower, your body thinks you're under threat. Norepinephrine surges, focus increases. You step out, and your mind is sharper than steel, breathing. Try this. Inhale through your nose, long and slow. Hold. Now exhale fast. Repeat. It will feel unnatural. That's good. You're shifting your state from passive to primal. You need this state before every session of training, learning, or self-discipline. You're not trying to get in the zone. You're trying to tear open the zone and jump in bleeding. The truth. You must trigger the state of change. Your brain won't change because you want it to. It will change because you forced it to adapt. This is where 90% of people fail. They think change happens when things are calm, controlled, pleasant. It doesn't. It happens in the chaos when your heart's racing, your limbs are shaking, and your mind is screaming to give up. That's when you know you've hit the zone of neuroplasticity. Stay there. Get addicted to it. Make that state your new home. Because from this point forward, mediocrity is poison. So you've shocked the brain. You've opened the door. But now comes the hardest part. Walking through it every single day. Neuroplasticity doesn't care about your intentions. It only cares about what you repeat, what you feel, and how deeply you focus. This is where most people break. They think that pain alone is enough. Pain without purpose is just suffering. To build a new mind, you must combine effort with precision. That means deep focus, dopamine control, and one of the hardest skills a human can develop, learning to enjoy the grind. Tool 4. Focused repetitions with internal reward. Let's get one thing straight. You will not change your brain unless you learn how to fall in love with effort itself. It's not the reps that rewire you, it's how much focus you bring to each rep. That means phone off, no background noise, no multitasking, full presence, like Zoro with a sword in his teeth and death in front of him. But to build real, lasting change, you must use internal rewards. When you finish a hard set, a focused session, or 20 minutes of pure pain, don't distract yourself with dopamine. Instead, close your eyes and tell yourself, I'm the type of person who does hard things. Feel that heat in your chest? That's real change. You're wiring your identity into your nervous system. Tool 5. Dopamine discipline. Learning to crave the work. Let's talk about dopamine, the drug your brain gives itself. Most people use dopamine like junkies. Phone buzzes, scroll, snack, music. But here's the rule. If you reward yourself before the work, you'll never feel satisfaction from the work. Your brain learns, I don't need to struggle. Pleasure comes easy. This kills motivation and rewires your brain to become weak. Train your brain to love pain before pleasure. This means no dopamine hits until the deep work is done. No music unless you're locked in. No social media before the task. No snack, no celebration, nothing until the job is finished. It'll feel horrible at first. That's good, because you're fighting years of bad wiring. But over time, something insane happens. Your brain starts releasing dopamine during the effort itself. This is the God mode. This is where training becomes addictive. This is when the pain becomes the reward. You start chasing difficulty. You start loving the war. This is when the weak version of you dies for good. Tool 6. Deep work windows. 90-120 minutes. Your brain needs deep, uninterrupted immersion to build new circuits. There's a biological rhythm called an ultradian cycle, a 90 to 120 minute window when your brain can reach peak focus. After that, it dips and needs recovery. So here's the plan. Set a 90-minute timer. Go full power, eyes on target, mind locked in. You're training your brain to stretch its capacity to focus, just like Luffy trained in Gear Second more. Pressure, more speed, more control. This is neuroplasticity in action. This is the path to becoming unstoppable. And if you've made it this far, you're not average. You're here to evolve. So pay attention, take notes, because this is where we turn pain into precision. Tool 7. NSDR, non-sleep, deep rest. After deep focus, it needs repair. NSDR is the weapon. Dark room, no noise, eyes closed, 10-30 minutes. Let your body rest while the brain saves the file. No rest equals progress deleted. Tool 8. Reflection and systems. Don't just grind analyze. Ask yourself, where did I break? What did I learn? What keeps looping? Then build traps for laziness. Stack habits. Don't chase focus. Be the one who is focused. Tool 9. Real combat and feedback. Growth doesn't happen in silence. It happens in chaos. Step into rooms where you're the rookie. Get humbled. Get feedback, not applause correction. That's how warriors evolve. You've rebuilt the mind, sharpened the blade. Now test it, refine it, and repeat the loop. Because this isn't change. This is identity override. If you felt this, write one thing you're going to rebuild today in the comments. And if you want more dark science, brutal tools, and real rewiring, subscribe, because the next storm is coming. And you won't want to face it unarmed.